Okay, so from today we are going to start working and understanding with backend technologies in full stack development, right? So in the backend, we are going to deal with one is MongoDB. So it is a database for us. Second, Node.js, which is server side scripting we use for server side scripting, and we will use Express for middleware. These are the three things we need to understand and learn in the backend technologies. For that, what we will do is we will take one project as example, and we will try to build that project. So that means then you will get an idea where these will correctly fit into that application. So we will take an example of a project and we will build everything as per the project. For that, first we need to understand the basic of these three things. We are going to start knowing about first MongoDB database. So here first important is, so what the purpose of database. That means what is the purpose of database, why we need database. First point is, actually for application we need to store data. For any application we need to store data. To store data for any application, that means data can be stored, data can be stored in a file. Data can be stored in a file. Then why you need a database? Database generally is used to store data, but you can store data in a file. You can have a MS Word file, you can have a Excel file, you can have a text file. You can store data in a file. Then why we need to store data in a database? The file data also we can access and use. So then what is the necessity of having a database? So the main purpose of database is, actually database is used for relational data. Database is used for relational data. That means you can keep related data, all related data together. Just like we learned about, without object in JavaScript, we can store details of any product. But every detail is independent, individual. If I have to configure all details as one related data, then we create an object. By an object, we can maintain related data, relational data. So the main purpose of database is to maintain relational data. Actually, there are so many databases, but in our computer programming, so the database technologies, database platforms are categorized, classified into two types actually. So database platforms are classified into two types in computing technologies. One is SQL based based, another one is NoSQL based. SQL base and NoSQL base. These are two important database platforms we have. Actually, SQL based actually uses so SQL language. It uses an language. You need to learn this language for those databases. SQL based uses SQL language. For that, you need to learn a separate language again. So you have to learn how to build, how to query, how do we search, how do we interact. We need a SQL language. Now, example for this, we have Oracle. So you have like MySQL. So you have like SQL Server. All these comes under so SQL base. Now, for that you need to learn a separate language. Now, SQL based languages and these kind of databases, relational databases, RDBMS, they have so many technical issues. We face certain issues. Every database has some issues. But to overcome the issues of these databases, so NoSQL databases were introduced. But they are not earlier very much popular everywhere. So because of certain technical reasons. But now MongoDB is becoming popular in this category, NoSQL database. So that means actually NoSQL based, so NoSQL based uses simple JavaScript like methods, JavaScript like methods, uses simple JavaScript like methods. So JavaScript like methods. So that means we don't need to learn separate language here. So advantage is you can use your JavaScript knowledge directly for database. People who are learning the SQL based databases, they have to learn a language again. But we don't need that. Our JavaScript is enough for this. So NoSQL based database now which we are learning, that is MongoDB. What is the key point here is the main concept about this is means what are the features, how it works. I will tell you, we will discuss that. One of the major point you should know about MongoDB is actually MongoDB is MongoDB features, right? MongoDB features. Because we are going to use this MongoDB, you need to know some important features of MongoDB. Actually, first point is MongoDB is database platform known for its extensibility. It's a database platform known for its extensibility, and we call it as extensibility and scaling. It is known for its extensibility and scaling. Several more important features are there actually. So one point is, as I already we discussed that, so it is document based. It is document based database. It is schemaless, structureless. Schemaless is structureless. Schemaless is structureless. So MongoDB is database platform known for its extensibility and the scaling, and it is a document based database. It is schemaless. Schemaless means structureless. So what does that means? What does that means? What is actually the meaning of document based database? For example, see, suppose we have some registration form. We have a registration form. In this registration form, we are providing some 20 fields. 20 fields user have to fill. In that 20 fields, we are giving 8 mandatory and 12 optional, means user can ignore them. Now we need to store this data, whatever they register, these details must be stored in a database. We need to store in a database. Then we have to prepare a table. So for how many fields we need to prepare table? For all 20 fields, we need to prepare table. But one user registers, suppose user 1 registers, he enters 10 fields only. Second user enters correct 8 fields only, because 8 are mandatory. And third user enters all 20 fields, even they are not mandatory, he entered all the 20 fields. That means now what happens here is, these 10 fields are filled by first user, all other fields are left empty. And all other fields, because we don't know what fields they will fill, as a database designer, what we do is, we write query for all 20. That means you are using queries which are not required. So which fields are not required, those also you are accessing. That means now, is there any possibility that we can create a table in such a way that in one row 10 fields, in another row 8 fields, in another row 20 fields, like that can we design a table like that? It's not possible. That is possible in MongoDB. So that means in MongoDB, every record works like a individual table. Every record works like an individual table. That means now what happens here is, it is document based. That means every document, every record acts as a document. So every record acts as a document. Every record acts as a document. Every record acts as a document. So technically, what is the advantage of acting as a document? Every record acts as a document means it is independent. So you don't need any structure, completely structureless, because one row can contain 8 columns, another can contain 10 columns. So that means actually every record works as a data set. Every record works as a data set. So every record works as a data set. That means every data set is like a table. Every data set is like a table. Every data set is like a table. So using data sets in database is known as sharding. We call this as data sharding. Sharding pronunciation different. You can do as US and UK accent. So data sharding is nothing but it allows you to divide the data into multiple parts and individually deal with them. That means every record works like an independent table. That's good. It is easy to manage. That means if millions of details are present, out of that only what you need will be used. That means only what is required will be used. That is very good. That is what actually data sharding is. And MongoDB supports data sharding. That means its nature is like that. Its data will be in such a way that it can individually handle. That is its ability, right? So that is what actually it does. Another important is it supports ad hoc queries. It supports ad hoc queries. So MongoDB is very well known for ad hoc querying. So actually, what is ad hoc queries? So I will tell you a real scenario. Suppose I am opening a website like Just Dial. This is Just Dial, some website. Just Dial provides lot of services. So Just Dial provides lot of services. And you see Just Dial, Urban Company, OLX, these all people have a lot of services. You see how many services they have. In the left panel, you see these are all the services it is having. So that means in the left panel, it is having, you see all the services it is having. So many services are there. That means A to Z services here it is having. So from air tickets to some wedding, it has everything. Now, so many services are there. In every service, observe here, I go to automobile. In that, again, subcategories will come. New cars, sell cars, two-wheelers, sell two-wheelers, used cars. I will go to new cars. Again, categories will come. That means, see left side, search by price, filter by brand, filter by vehicle model, filter by variant, filter by body style, filter by color. So many are there. Now, imagine for such presentation, how many queries a database developer need to keep ready in the backend. That means millions of queries. Why? Because we don't know how he will search. We need a query to search by price. We need to query a search by brand. This is only automobile, new cars. If I say used cars, again it says search by price, search by year, search by owner type. That means the point here is how many queries a developer need to keep ready. You have to keep queries ready. Because when anybody is searching, then your query should run in the background and get the data and show. That means as a developer, how many queries you will write for this? It's very difficult. Millions of queries you need to keep ready. Now, what is the concept of ad hoc querying? The concept of ad hoc querying is, so we call these as live queries. That means MongoDB maintains a temporary variable. In that temporary variable, according to user selections, what he is selecting, it will build a query and it will submit that live query to the database. That's good. That means you don't need to keep millions of queries ready. You just need to build a query live and submit to the database. It will fetch and use it. That is ad hoc querying. In the services like OLX, like this Just Dial, so many hundreds categories, subcategories will be there. Lot of queries are required. Then ad hoc querying is very important. So that means a database must support ad hoc queries. If it is support ad hoc queries, that means you can build the queries live. So advantage of that is you don't need to keep millions of queries ready. So the queries are built temporarily and they are executed temporarily. That is the ability. That means so it maintains a temporary variable for querying. Temporary variable for query. It maintains a temporary variable for querying. Actually, so this is explicitly done by various technologies. Java, .NET, like .NET, PHP, Python, all these technologies do this kind of queries by using some implementations. Like actually, we have options like open data. So open data, so this is open data. So open data is there. So this open data is define the options open data. Later I will show you one technical point actually. This open data, this is UNICEF related, right? Open data framework will be there. Yeah. These open data frameworks we use actually. These are open data framework. We call it as actually OData. Better we search OData, it will get. This is OData. This is open data framework. That means these kind of frameworks are used by developers. So for handling that ad hoc queries, it is used by developers belonging to various technologies. It will provide a lot of tools for this, lot of tools. That means this is all RESTful services. Already we learned JSON querying, all these JSON based. This is one query like concept which allows you to handle this kind of situation. So later, that means as of now for you it's not required. People who are dealing with other technologies, they need that open data protocols. Actually we have OData protocols which will communicate and manage. But what is advantage is here we internally having these facilities. So ad hoc querying is one important option. Another important feature about MongoDB is it supports data replications. It supports data replications. Data replications, it is used to make the data available, high available every time. So that means data replications. So the main purpose of is load balancing. Load balancing. It can manage the load easily and high availability. High availability. All databases need this, and MongoDB internally supports the load balancing, high availability using data replications. Data replications. Data replications means nothing but, for example, we will take an example. Suppose we have Amazon. Amazon is maintaining a database, and through the database they are providing access, and the limit of database is, so the database can handle, server can handle, because database is on server, it can handle, database can handle some 1 lakh requests at a time. It can handle 1 lakh requests. Every server have certain limits. It can handle 1 lakh requests. Suppose example. Now what they have done is, on January 26 from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. they said that an offer 70% sale. Then suddenly traffic will increase. That means millions of people will start ordering. Then the limit of the database server crossed, because its capacity was only 1 lakh. Now 10 lakh people are hitting it. Now it crashes. It is unable to provide service to everyone because load increased. It cannot balance it. Now our database have to balance by using replications. Replication means 1 lakh people capacity database is there, it will duplicate it. So through the duplicate, it will provide to another 1 lakh people. And once those 1 lakh people finished using it, it will remove it. So that's good. It will manage the load. It will balance the load. That means data is always available. So data is always available, high availability. So that is the important concept of MongoDB is replications, supporting replications, data replications. That is very important for database. Another important is indexing. Indexing. MongoDB supports indexing on any field. Actually, suppose many databases have a limitations, like I want to delete a record, update a record, then I need a unique reference. Delete based on ID only. So, but indexing allows you to query on any field. That means I want to update all records stock available whose price is above 30,000. Actually, earlier for that directly we can't handle. In other database programming, so we can update based on a primary key. There will be a primary key, unique reference key. Through that it can handle. So, but now in MongoDB, you can index on any field. You have 10 fields in a table. Based on any field, you can update, you can delete, you can modify. That is the concept of indexing. That is very good. That means you can index on any field. You can work based on any field. It's no need to, suppose students are there. How I can uniquely identify every student? Same name students may be several people. Then I need to give an ID for every student. Through that I can individually identify them. That is unique. But if I can access a student only through ID, that is limitation. But if I access students with different features of students, then I have more area scope of accessing and interacting, querying. Indexing is that. Indexing supports querying on any field. MongoDB supports that. So in the key features of MongoDB, these are all the important features of MongoDB. But we have some problems also. So that means limitations. That means what are the issues? So the issues with the non-SQL based, that means structureless, 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 structureless. Structureless means so complex relations cannot be handled. handled. So complex relations cannot be handled easily. So you cannot handle because it is non-relational data. So it is not structured, structureless, and it is not good, not good for the concept called as enterprise ERP. Not good for ERP, enterprise resource planning. Resource planning, ERP. So it is not good in analytics, and business intelligence, BI, business intelligence, analytics and business intelligence. Actually, these days we need good business intelligence and analytics for very large scale businesses. So we need good analytics and business intelligence. This is having certain limitations. So that means business intelligence means, for example, suppose we have a supermarket. In a supermarket, so store manager will be there. The store manager have to order some products every week. Now, how he will order the products and keep in the store? And very important is he cannot order the products so which are not regularly being taken from the store. Means people are not regularly buying them, and he have to take them limited. People who are buying which product they are buying more, you have to get them more. How every week will not be same, it will be changing. One week some set of people have done this, done that, so next week reduce it. That means their software need a good analysis. Store manager will not do anything. He will open just a software and we will see the statistics. That means you have to build an application for him so that makes a good analysis and reporting. That is where actually now separate area came into this context, separate area. And that is what people call as data science. Data science. Data science is very good and major trending technology currently in the world. Data science, good and very trending. So why? Because everything runs on data science only. Data science, for example, it needs lot of analysis and intelligence, business intelligence. Artificial intelligence also need to be handled into that. That's the reason in data science people are delivered in training with a technology like Python, because Python is good for artificial intelligence. Business intelligence is very required. For example, data science means, if you are not aware of that, I will give a good example, simple. Suppose a cricket match is going on, some player is batting and he is on 98 or 99. In the next ball, he may make a century, or next ball he may out. If he is out, then a set of statistics will come saying that already he was out in this particular score from so many matches, that statistics. Once he make a century, different statistics will come. They will say that this person made these centuries this year. So here he made these centuries. That means what? Just in a matter of 1 second, you are getting these statistics. You don't know whether he will be out or make a century until the next ball. 1 minute, just 1 second, statistics will come on screen. They will say that this is his lifetime statistics. Means from the day he started, they will even count how many balls he played, how many minutes he spent. That is great. That is very huge. This is no ordinary database. This is intelligence. This is what data science. Data science. That means you can see data science everywhere where such type of analytics and reporting and business intelligence is required. And MongoDB like databases are not good for them. Not good for them because they don't maintain good relational data. Because to make such analysis, you need good relational data. And MongoDB is not great in this. Not great in this. So we have certain limitations. If you don't depend on such analysis and reporting, if you are not considered about the complex relationships, then lightweight, faster, so little nothing complex, simplified, understandable to every devices. So then you can go with MongoDB. So that is the reason in the NoSQL databases, MongoDB is now popular. Even all technologies which are working with certain limited structure of projects, they are using MongoDB on. So MongoDB and other databases, lot of differences are there. These are the key features of MongoDB. And these are the some limitations of MongoDB. Actually, MongoDB, actually you should know that Mongo is a cloud service. Mongo is a cloud service. In that cloud service, they have a database platform. That means don't think that Mongo is only database. MongoDB is database. Mongo is a very big clouds platform. You can see same like Amazon, AWS, Azure. So Mongo is a cloud service. So this is a Mongo, this is cloud service. Mongo is a cloud service. You can see this is Mongo. This is the cloud service. This is Mongo cloud service. So cloud service is not free. Anywhere cloud service, you have to pay and use it. They will provide a free trial. So you can see pricing. That means you have to pay and use this. You have to pay and use it. It's a cloud service. Cloud service. So now the point is, it's not about only database. It is about entire cloud platform. Cloud platform. In that they have a database platform, MongoDB. So that's what we are learning here. That means we are not learning Mongo cloud. Mongo have a cloud service. We are not learning that. We are learning only Mongo as a database. Means how we can store the data, maintain the data for application and manage that. That's we have to do. Now let's see here how we can handle this, how we can work with this, how to set up, how to install and how to use. Then you will know more about Mongo. You will know more about MongoDB and working with MongoDB. For that, first, for preparing databases and all, you need to understand. So first concept, you need to understand database models. You need to understand database models. To work with database, first you need to understand database models. Database models. You need to know the database models. Let's see what it is. What are the database models? Actually, for example, to design a database for a project. So what is the order? I will show you a sample. We will take one project example. So we will take a project. I will take officially an IEEE project. This is IEEE official website. This is IEEE official website. IEEE Explore, IEEE org. This is IEEE official website. IEEE, you know that it is world's engineering community. That means all engineers are registered here. This is an official community of engineers. So engineering community it is. IEEE is an engineering community. So it's now I hope you know this. For example, you are doing your engineering or any computers MS, you are doing MCA or something. Now academic projects will be there, right? So what is the nature of academic project? What is the nature of academic project? That means which project you have to submit as an academic project to the college, so to the university. The point is simple. That means as a engineer, as a graduate, as an MS student, what you have to submit? You're sleeping, huh? Huh? You want coffee, tea? No? Eh? Right. So now here the point is, what is engineering communities and which project they have to do? Actually, academic project means first a student have to take existing system. Existing system means already a system which is working on a software, that system is working. They have to take an existing system, and on that existing system they have to do some research. After doing the research, they must able to identify some new inputs to that existing system. That means already it is working. What extra we can provide? They have to do that research. That means if I provide this, then it will be more better. I am already using this software from several years. It is not having this facility. If I put that facility, it will be good. And is that facility only for you, or is it good for everybody? Reasonable. That kind of research we have to do, and we have to identify the new inputs. That means as a student, you do research. After doing research, you identify what extra you can add into that project. After that, now you have to build the same project again with the new features. You have to build the same project again with the new features. That is academic project. That is academic project. And the person who trained you for 4 years or 5 years on your engineering, 2 years or 3 years on your MS, he knows that you are not capable of that, because 4 years he has seen your brain. He knows that you are not capable of doing any research. That is out of your limit. Because 4 years to pass your subjects, you are very hard. Then after that, covering all those backlogs and all these, it will take at least 7-8 years to finish your engineering. And finally, you will call yourself as engineer. And at that level of brain, asking you to do research on a topic, it is completely senseless, baseless. So that means every HOD who have seen you in your college, he knows that you don't have that capacity. That is the reason he says that go to Hyderabad, purchase a project, come and throw on my face and say that project finished. I will give you some marks. Go out, get out of the university. Right? We don't want you people. That's what HOD says. That means he will say that I know your capacity, right? I know your capacity. So you don't do much hard work, because my brain will go out by seeing your research and everything, right? So you purchase the projects and do. That's what institute cash from you. They sell projects. Na? Institute sells projects. They say that, okay, come, a list is there. Select which project you want. Get a CD. Code I will copy and paste. Code I will give you in the CD. And do you know, they have to show you how to run the project also. That is too much comedy again. That means they have to not only to give you a project, they have to show you how to run the project. And you will again come after 1 month, sir, not working. It is not running. Project not running. then such kind of technology that, and you learn the technology in your college. You learn the technology in that college, you build an application using the technology. That means you have to build by yourself. And you are not capable of doing that. That is the reason. So your HOD says that use this IEEE. IEEE is a community. They have done already research on various topics. They have done research already. So many scholars will be there, professors will be there. All these people have done research on different domains. They design base paper. Base paper is project paper, and that research paper is uploaded here. Everything is presented here. Now, what institutes will do is, people who give you projects, what institutes will do, they have their development team. They will, what they do is, they purchase this, they log in into it, they download the base papers of different domains, and they will build projects through their developers. They will build those projects. And when student comes, they will say that these IEEE projects we are having already. You choose anyone, we will give it to you. But actually you have to build them, but they already built them for you. So because why IEEE means same existing software, but with new features you have to build. That means suppose there is a ticket booking app. As an academic project, you are building a ticket booking app, means you should show some new things which are not already there in that app. That is academic project. If you build the same app, that is not academic project. Academic project means you have to show some new features in that, which is not there in existing system. That is what academic project is. So this is IEEE community. So what you do is, we will take a IEEE project and we will follow that flow. Then it will be very helpful for you. That means we will take an IEEE project, we will build a database, we will write the logic, and we will design an app as per IEEE standards. As per IEEE project, we will build an application. So let's do that now. For that, first we have to search, we have to select one project. So you have to go to this website. I will copy this URL to you. That means before designing database, why database models are required, I am showing you now. For that, we need a project. First, we will take a project. So IEEE project, for that, you have to search this. Go here. Here you search for a project. Suppose I am searching a project, millions of projects will be there. Artificial intelligence, IoT, everything will be there here. I will search for some, we are already aware of shopping website, like I will search for some smart shopping, I shop, something like this. You see some projects list will come. You see, these are all the projects on that. You have the projects. This is some Hong Kong and other projects are there. You see some projects. These are all projects only. These are all projects only. Project research papers are there. Okay, we will use this one. We will go with this one because we don't want IoT based and anything. IoT based shopping system. This is iShop we will use. iShop, I will select this project. I will select this project. Okay. And you can see this is the project. This is the project abstract. That means what this project is about, it is showing the abstract, the project abstract. Now, you cannot get entire information here because this is only for registered people. And for registering, you have to pay money. It's not free. IEEE community is not free. So you see, they have given just highlights that if you want the complete research paper, you have to sign in. So that is the reason students don't have access to this until or unless they are a member. What institutes do is they purchase an account, they log in, they get the complete research paper, and by seeing that paper, the developers will build an app for that. You will not get that. So that means here you cannot get a paper, but we can do one thing. We can hack this. What we will do is copy this document number, copy that document number, DOI number will be there. Any project you want, you can copy that. To hack this document, because it is not directly available to everybody, you can go to SCI Hub. This is SCI Hub. So here what you do is, first step in this is search. This is first point. So this is visit this HTTP. After that, second, what you have to do is you have to search for smart shopping. So iShop project, and next what you have to do is copy its DOI number. I given here sample DOI number is copy DOI number. After that, DOI number will be there. Here you can see this is the DOI number. This is the DOI number. I just given it. Any number, every project have a different number. Then visit another website. This is SCI Hub. You can visit this website, SCI Hub. And after this, visiting this website, SCI Hub, this website, what you can do is here in this website, paste that DOI number, and open. Then it can get the document and display. So you have to register, login again, so some issue. DOI number means this is, we are hacking now. So that means 1-2 times we have to try. I will copy that again. I will use another link of SCI Hub. I will try here. This is the document number. Because we are not legally doing this, that is the reason we have to try with different. Oh, this is good now. This is working fine. It got the document here. That means it will get the entire research paper here. This is the research paper. So it's a PDF document. We can download this. I will save this as iShop. On the desktop, I am saving this iShop. That is saved. So that is iShop. That is ready. Okay, now we have this ready. So I can open from desktop. Here itself I will show you. You see, this is entire documentation. Abstract means, so what this project is about, and what the project comprises of, everything will be there. How the project works, diagrams. Actually, what the institute people will do is, by seeing this, they will prepare more diagrams, because generally your college people will ask, I want 2-3 diagrams, 4 diagrams, screenshots and everything as a document. Then they will prepare a document also for you for that particular project from this file only. From this file, they have to capture everything and design. Now the point is, so here for every project, first thing is, after you got this, so visit and search for your project DOI. Get the PDF document and download. PDF document and download. Now here in iShop project, that means we have a smart shopping iShop. This project, currently this is our project. In this project, first what you have to do is you have to identify the modules required for project. You have to identify the modules required for project. That means in this project, what are the modules required? What modules are required for this project? So that modules we have to identify. You need to identify the modules required for project. Identify the modules required for project. You can see that actually you can see iShop project comprises of 9 modules. Actually this project contains 9 modules. You can read the document here. You see it shows here, this is the paper. Yeah, now after the abstract is finished, you can see here modules implementation. There is a category modules implementation. It says that this project is divided into 9 modules. It is divided into 9 modules. First, as a developer, in order to build any application, we have to know how many modules this project is having. Module means what? So functionalities. That means suppose bank is there. For example, let's see one example here. Suppose some HDFC bank is there. HDFC bank. This is the bank website. When you open this bank website, first point is how many modules are available here. The main modules this bank is having: personal, NRI, SME, wholesale, agri. These are the main modules. In personal banking module, there will be one set of functionalities working. This is for general public who have bank account and everything. NRI is for the people who are non-resident Indians. That means people from outside. Some SME, so I'm not sure what it is. We have to go into it. Wholesale is related to some providing services to clients and all. Agri is government. Actually government related schemes will be there in this agri actually. That means they have several modules here. They have several modules. These are all government schemes actually. Now the point is, a bank application is built with a lot of modules, and it is not yet done. In personal, again submodules will be there. Submodules will be like you see in personal banking, there are so many other options: credit cards, accounts, deposits, loans, EMI, FASTag, investment, life insurance. These are all submodules. A large scale application means why it will take 2 years, 3 years to build an application. In software companies, project means 2 years, 3 years, right? Generally when you go to any institute, they will say that at the end of course I will teach you a project, right? So at the end of the course a project, and it will finish in 3-4 days or maximum 10 days, or separate project session means 1 month. That means 1 month if you are building a project, then what is this one, right? This bank application. So that means, so you are building just a demo prototype, because if you have to address every business requirement along with the functionalities what they are asking for, it will take year of time depending on the business. That is the reason hundreds of people, so they work for years of time to build an application for this, and it is still not completed. That means they will be still working on it, adding new features into it, working on that. The point is, the concept here is, this is a general academic based like IEEE project. So here in this project, they say that this comprises of 9 modules. You can see those modules here. That means you can see the products browse and products search module. That is one module. And what it does, so shopping cart module. So, and so shipping and billing modules, vendor control related, actually they are payment modules. You have admin user management, admin catalog management, admin order management module. These are all the modules. That is what actually a developer have to read thoroughly this research paper. That means what are the modules I need to build and for what purpose these modules should work for. That means first step, you need to identify the modules. You can see here in module implementation, you see they given a sample URL. If you visit this URL, you can see the sample project. They will build a prototype of this project and show you also. That means by seeing that prototype, you have to build with your knowledge, with your technologies, what you learned. Java, .NET, PHP, which backend you will use, you decide for that. That means we will visit this and see, click on it. This is actually the project. You see iShop site. So I click on this. You can see this is the project. In this project, some functionalities are given. Like I click on baby products, it will display those products. Or I can select here a category, so then it will display those products. Filtering. You can search based on the keywords. You can search based on these links, and you click on that product, the product detail will come. You click add to cart, that product is added into the shopping cart, it will display there. This already we done. This kind of design we already done. But now what you have to do, you have to build a database. In that, keep all this data ready. You have to write a server side logic to pull the database and display it. What you have done all these days, earlier fake store we used. That is a API which is already built by somebody. Like that you have to build now. Like fake store API, you have to build your own API for this project. To build your own API for this project, the first step is we have to prepare the data. We need to maintain the data for this. And how many modules are there? As per this project, it contains 9 modules. And the point is, every module doesn't require data. Every module doesn't require data. That means, so first step, developer, that means you have to identify which module needs data. We have to identify which module needs data. You have to first identify which module needs data. For example, suppose I have user register, I have user login, I have change password. So I have recover password. These functions are there. Now for this user register, user login, change password, recover password, for this, how many tables I have to prepare? For this, how many tables I have to prepare? One table is enough. Because the table is register table. In that, all details will be there. That means in register table, username, password, everything will be there. Now login will happen through register table only. Change password we have to do in the table only. Password recovery also should happen on the table only, based on they given an email to recover. That means we don't prepare data we don't maintain data for every module. So here register module, login module, change password module, recover password module, but data is required only for register, right? Means data need to be maintained only for register. That data will be used by other modules. That means actually in this project they have given products browse and products search. How many modules you need? How many? Two modules are there. How many tables you need? Only one table, products table. In that you can browse or you can search. Browse is getting all the products. Search is filtering based on the conditions. That means already you saw na fake store API, fakestoreapi.com/products. It will return all products. Now, when it's written all products, on that itself, I can write queries. Like, what are the queries? I want to access the product by ID. I want to access the product by price. I want to access product by category. All this we can apply on that one data. That means as a developer, you have to first identify which module needs data. That means how many module needs data. And after identifying, what we have to do is you have to prepare database models. You have to prepare database modules. Database models. You have to prepare the database models. Now, actually, in real-time project environment, there are 4 database models. One, we have a conceptual model. Two, we have a physical model. 3, we have a logical model. And 4, we have an entity model. These are the database models. Database contains these 4 models. So a conceptual model, a physical model, a logical model, and entity model. These are models. What is the point? That means how we build the database. What is conceptual model, physical model, logical model, and entity model? We will see. Actually, first step, conceptual model means, in conceptual model, first we will prepare a list of modules that needs data. Which module needs data? We will first prepare that list. Usually, a conceptual model looks like this. I am showing an example of some project. This is an example of some project I am having. And this is conceptual model of that project. This is conceptual model of that project. In the conceptual model, we will prepare the list of modules that needs data. Only module names will be there. Module names means, so products register, user register, so such modules, which module needs data. We will prepare a model for that. After preparing the model, in our company, we will have a review team. That review team will review this model. That means it will go for approvals, and the team will verify that you designed this model correctly as per the client requirements. You are not missing any module. Everything is correct. If they approve this, then next step, we will prepare as a developer the physical model. What is present in physical model? In physical model, we will tell what should be the table name for this module. What Fields must be there in that table. What should be the data type for that field? So user register, what should be the table name, what should be the fields, what should be the data type for the fields, that we decide in physical model. We prepare a physical model, and physical model looks like this. In this physical model, we will tell the table name, field name, data type. What should be the table name, what should be the field name, what should be the data type for the field. All this we decide in this module, in this model. Now again, this model will go for approval. Our testing team, review team will verify this. They will make sure that you are not using any extra tables and fields and wrong data types. They will make sure that you are not missing any field or table or field data types. You are not mismatching the fields. So they will verify this, a review will happen, and they approve this. Once our team approves the physical model, the next step is, okay, physical is ready. That means we know the table name, we know the field names, and we know the data type for the fields. The next step, third step, we prepare logical model. In logical model, we will identify relation between modules. In the logical model, we identify relation between modules. That means which module need to be related to which one. Relationship between the modules is identified in logical model. That means every module is not independent. Every module is not independent. Some modules are dependent on others. Suppose we have a separate categories table, we have a products table. Now we have a relation between categories and products. Every product belong to a category. Every category have a collection of products. That means it is like one to many, many to one. Like relationships, we have to identify that. We need to identify the relationship between the modules and design it. That is done in logical model. Logical model looks like this. This is logical model. In logical model, we will design the relationship. That means we will configure the relation. That means this module is related to this module. This field is used in this table. That's relation we will identify. After identifying the relationship here, again this will go for approval. Again this will go for approval. So once our team verifies that relations are correctly configured, there is no mismatch in relations, then it is approved. Then finally we prepare the entity model. This is called entity model. We call it as ER diagram. Entity model means it contains table name, field name, data type, relationships, everything. Now a database designer is given with this diagram. That means as a database designer, you need to see this diagram, and as per this diagram, you have to build the database. That means if you are not capable of understanding these models, you cannot work as a database designer in real-time projects. It's mandatory, because many people ask like, I am unable to understand programming. So how to learn correct programming? Actually, to learn correct programming, lengthy process is there. So if you follow that process, then you will be very good in programming. If you simply learn a programming without following a process, then you will feel confusion, difficulty in learning the programming. Actually, any computer program you might have learned at school level itself. Every computer program, before writing a computer program, I hope you know that before writing a program in any technology, what is the first step? We have to write an algorithm. First, you have to write an algorithm. After that, you have to draw a flow chart for that algorithm. Now you have to write a program for that. This is the order, right? If a person learns computer programming in this order, he will be genius in programming. Otherwise, what he learned, he can do. he cannot explore himself. Logically, he is not strong. Until or unless a developer cannot write an algorithm and flowchart, so he cannot become a professional programmer, right? Because generally, at high level, algorithms will be very complicated. If you can write algorithm and flowcharts, that's good. That's enough. That is why people see, you might have heard like artificial intelligence. Many people come to institute and say that, sir, I want to learn artificial intelligence. It's not easy. Learning artificial intelligence is not just like any another course people can teach you. But people may tell you that join, I will teach you artificial intelligence and how to write programs and all. But correct methodology of artificial intelligence, do you know, a algorithm, it can be up to 30-40 pages for one program with a lengthy flowchart for artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is very huge. And generally, people learning technologies like artificial intelligence related technologies, Python and all, they directly learn programs. They don't know algorithms and all. Then in real time, they can't work. Because without writing an algorithm for a artificial intelligence device, how you'll write a program? Right? So that is the problem. That means people think that it is very simple. You can learn artificial intelligence. But actually, if a genuine trainer is training artificial intelligence, he will say that, so this is not the easy thing. You have to work hard for this. And in the first day itself, you will not learn any programming. You have to learn algorithms and flowcharts. You have to understand them. Then you can become a programmer. Right? For a database developer also, this kind of approach is important. We cannot prepare a table until or unless we have first which model? Conceptual model. After that, physical model. After that, logical model. Then we have an entity model. Once a developer can design all this, that means he gets a final picture that, okay, this is the data required for project. This is the data required for project. Now we will build the data. You cannot design database without understanding the entity model. And entity model cannot be prepared without logical model. Logical model will not come without physical model. Physical model will not come without concepts. A hierarchy is to be maintained. That means many people learn a database, but they still don't know database models. People who learn Oracle or MySQL or SQL Server like things, ask them, do you know database models? They don't know. They directly learn how to open database, how to create table, how to create database queries. Right? But then how you will build a database for real world project? You need to understand the diagram given to you. That is the first thing. That means, do you know, as an even experienced person, when you go to company, first what your team will do you is, even you have 10 years experience, you are going into a new project, so which you already worked on some other project in another company, some new project, they will first give entire project documentations. They will give 1 week time, 10 days time. They will say that, so come read all these documents. This is our project documentation. You read all these documents. You have to work in this area. After reading all these documents, once you finished, then after you joined, maybe after 1 month or 2 months, now the project manager calls you. That means project manager will not even touch you or even talk to you. So maybe after 1 month or 2 months also. So that means, do you know, after project manager means you got a job, you entered into a company, and these people have given documents, you read all this, you entered into company, you finished your interview, you may think that you are safe. Not safe until or unless your project manager just talks to you. That means he may talk immediately, he may talk after 1 month, he may talk after 2 months. So after 1 month, he will call you. So you have to sit with project manager and he will ask you, okay, what earlier project you done? Have you read our project documents? Then he will have some questions to you. Then he will decide in which team you have to be kept. And if he is not satisfied with your answers, then he will say the HR that send him. We don't need him. That means you finished your interview, you taken 2-3 months salary also. Then after that, project manager is not satisfied because he needs to put you in a team and he is not satisfied with your skill levels. And what he talked with you is not satisfied. He will say, send him. We don't need him. That happens very regular for experienced people. Experienced people also, that not only freshers, no problem. Why? Because they will give so much time. So they will guide you. So they will not force you in anything. But experienced people, no guidance, nothing. If you are unable to answer or handle it, they will just kick out. That's the reason people say that with fake experience, I want to go. You can go, but you can't survive if you are not good in your skill levels. So you have to be very good in skill levels. You may crack your interview, but you have to survive there. I have seen in my career several people after going into the jobs came out saying that no, I am unable to do this in software industry. We have seen personally because we send people into company and 1-2 months they worked and they say that I'm unable to do, sir. I will do some other business. They said that I don't want 12 lakh, 13 lakh package experience. With fake experience, they went. They cracked the interviews, fake experience, they went. Fake experience, if you go, it's okay, you can go, but you have to be very good in skill levels. If you are unable to do that, then you have to come out. So that is the reason order is important for learning. So to prepare a database table, you need to know how to design conceptual physical entity. So now what we will do is we will create an entity model, rough entity model for this project. And for that, we will build the database. In which database we are going to design? MongoDB, right? In MongoDB, we will build that. But before that, we need to prepare an entity model. I will just give you a rough model diagram. So then with that diagram, we will build the database. For that, we have to install MongoDB. We have to set up MongoDB and use it. So that we will see next session. Tomorrow we'll do that. So tomorrow, practically, we will see how to install, set up, and how to create database for our project. Now this project we will do, okay? This iShop project we will do. iShop project we will do. That means we will design this application with front end our technologies, with back end MongoDB, Node.js, and Express. Then you will get a complete picture of a project by the end, right? End to end, front end to back end, right? Tomorrow we will see. Tomorrow we will discuss about MongoDB. Okay, right?